A question or a statement I hear a lot is that, what's going to happen when AI does everything? Now, first, I was at OpenAI for 4 years. I worked on capabilities discovery for these systems. I use all the latest models when they come out, and they're getting better and better and better. And I think they're going to do just about any kind of knowledge work task you or I can think of. Now, remember, I use the term knowledge work task because there's a lot of other work in the world that isn't measured purely in IQ or horsepower or energy. An example of that would be, well, like a writer, okay? An AI might be able to write technically a better book than your favorite author, but part of the value in that book isn't that it is the most optimized, hyper rational way of telling you the story, it's who is telling you that story. Now, for an example, up above me, I have a bookshelf and I have 4 copies of Brandon Sanderson's Kickstarter limited edition hardcovers that he launched. It was the most successful Kickstarter of all time, made $40 million. $40 million for 4 books that he wrote during the pandemic. And I bought them, I paid like $250 for them. Fun fact, I have never read a Brandon Sanderson book in my life. I plan to. He is, by all accounts, an amazing writer. I bought them because I like the guy. I think he makes great videos talking about writing and his experience as a writer. I bought them because of the value that he as a human being had put out into the world, and I wanted to reward him for that or just participate that in somehow. When we think about the idea of AI doing all kinds of work, you have to remember we keep inventing new kinds of work. Ever since we industrialized agriculture, when 99% of everybody who was a farmer had to find a new job, we kept inventing new ones. Things that we take for granted now, like healthcare, education, and even governance, were things that happened because we freed up labor. Now, freeing up labor doesn't really sound very freeing when you lose your job, but what it does mean is that all of a sudden we say, hey, we have all these capable individuals that we could be doing other things with. Now, there are a lot of problems in the world, and there will continue to be. And even as we solve old problems, we'll find new ones, or we'll start expanding the sphere of the kinds of things we want to solve for. If you travel around the world and you go to other countries, you can see where there's infrastructure and other issues. There's access to things that we take for granted that we need to solve for and make happen. Robotics and AI may be part of that solution, but at the end of the day, it's going to take people saying, hey, I want to fix a thing, and then I want to make it better and better and better. If you think there's a limit to how better things can get, then yeah, maybe we're going to reach a point where we don't need people anymore. But I don't see how that happens. And you also have to ask yourself this question, not what will other people do, but what will you do? There are incredible video technologies right now, like Veo and Sora and the new ByteDance model, that are making, I think, just super realistic images and video. And some people go, well, there goes actors. Well, TV didn't replace Broadway. We still have live theater. We still want to see people do things. Tom Cruise does a Mission Impossible movie, and he knows to get people into the theaters, he has to go do some crazy stunt. And you could do it with CGI now, and do it very realistically, and do an even more impressive visual stunt, but it's not going to make you excited to go see him, the person doing the thing, in a motion picture. We forget about these things. And I would say in tech, we're extremely guilty about that because we tend to measure things only in IQ and horsepower, and the world is way more than that. The smartest person at your company probably isn't the one running it. The strongest person you know isn't probably the richest person you know. And we have to think about all the other areas in which we aren't trying to measure things purely on those small bullet points. AI will do everything. People say, okay, are we going to watch robots drive NASCAR? Yeah, sure, we might have robotic driving competitions. We're going to still want to watch humans drive these cars because we're humans. That's why we care. Are we going to have an all-robot Olympics and get rid of all the people? No, of course not. That's silly. Taylor Swift does a tour. It's $1 billion tour. You can listen to her music at home and it sounds a lot better and you don't have to put up with the hassle of a crowd. Yet hundreds of thousands of people were cramming themselves inside of stadiums to go watch her in person. And people go, yeah, but you could have a robot go on stage in Japan. There are these, AI personas that perform. Yeah, they're going to be gimmicks. We're going to have the Homer Simpsons, but we're also going to have the Matthew McConaughey's. There is a world where we have all these kinds of things. We have had artificial characters for a long time. That's what Batman and Superman are. We go see Batman and Superman movies to watch these almost 100-year-old characters because they're fascinating to us. But also, we like to have interesting people play them and people we like make these movies. There's a reason we know who James Gunn is. There's a reason we know who Christopher Nolan is. They don't appear in their work, and their work can be all over the place when it comes to, our individual preferences, but we like the fact that people made these things. Now, AI will be making lots of things. AI will be participating in this. AI tools will be everywhere. But my question for you is, are you going to stop caring about people? If the answer is yes, then yeah, the future could be bleak. But I know, as somebody who loves AI and a humanist, I'm going to keep caring about people. I'm going to still want to see humans flourish and succeed. And I want to see you succeed too.